Today, Precarious plays
Hades.
I want to dig into this Spider-Man versus this game versus Minish Cap conversation.
That's what you want to talk about?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I didn't...
Because, no, well, just put it down, put the start time.
Okay, I'm going.
I don't want to talk about that at all, because So, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people have some foolish... I'm going to be real blunt, because I've got a lot on my mind right now, and I'm feeling spunky. It's some foolish fucking bullshit. It's some stupid fucking trash thought.
Which is?
This desire, this overwhelming desire to create hierarchies and categorize and subdivide and determine the best of something, right?
Yeah.
And I might sound like, if you just hear me talk sometimes, like for example, I'm quick to say like I think that Majora's Mask is superior to a lot of other 3D Zelda games. And if you hear me say that, it might seem like I'm suggesting the same kind of thing.
If I were a Saint-Sack, where would I be?
But there is room enough in my heart for almost all of them. All the Zeldas are in there.
You just use those categorizations for the practicality of conversing with people.
Not even that, because I think that there are a lot of people that whenever they're talking about trying to determine the quality of something, I feel like it's in an attempt to discard what they perceive as being unworthy of time or attention, right?
Yeah,
For me, I'm just trying to determine basically like an order of operations for what order I would recommend them.
Yeah.
Because, so, let me be very blunt, just using the Legend of Zelda as an example.
Yeah.
There are probably only 2 Zelda titles out of the entire, like, non-FMV... I can't remember the console, but there's some famously bad ones that are not... What was it? It wasn't the Intellivision or the Satiview. I can't remember the context. There are a couple of stinkers, but discounting those, I would possibly ward someone away from Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
And I would probably say you can skip Twilight Princess. If you play these other ones, you could play Ocarina of Time or A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And you could have the core of Twilight Princess and it would feel a little more honest, just because Twilight Princess, my problem with it, it's a copy of a copy. It's definitely copying someone else's homework. Ooh, okay, when you deal or take damage. But this would bring Chain Lightning. Does it actually drop bolts, though? Let's see if this jolts people. I hope this jolts people. So I can at least get that back. Some of that back in the end. But I also have to admit that if you're a youngster and you're just seeing, if you're brand new to the franchise, you could probably just play Twilight Princess, and maybe you don't need to play Ocarina of Time, because I would say that I would not be surprised if one of the design goals for Twilight Princess was Ocarina of Time, but with extra practice on top. You know?
Keep me going.
But so you're not really saying that, like, any of them are not worth attention.
Right. I have a lot of space in my heart for all the games. You know? Like usually for me to discount a game completely, it has to be pretty offensive.
Yeah, like actively against
Something.
some like moral tenet of your reality. Just
No, it just has to be offensive in some capacity. Games can offend me mechanically.
yeah, they can.
For example, I don't like Call of Duty. Most Call of Duty, all of the Call of Duty titles that have kill streaks.
Yeah.
I think I've described them to you before, but it's make it take it.
Yeah, which is a terrible freaking mechanic, and I can't believe that was so popular in schools.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, let's advance the winner further so that they get to practice more, and the losers don't get to practice any, so they get worse.
Right.
Great.
And it's I can see the mentality that leads someone to think like, well, if they're already that far ahead, then they're probably going to win anyway, so let's just speed it up.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a certain amount of sense for Call of Duty because they understand that their player base is so large that they can afford to do something like that, because then it just thrusts the players that we're losing into a new game, hopefully with more evenly matched opponents, right? But I think that just the fact that it exists and that it's been appropriated by other franchises that don't have that kind of player base makes it a problem. But I don't know. I mean, one of the only multiplayer shooters I've really gotten into ever is the Halo franchise. And from what I understand, a lot of more like viciously competitive players don't like Halo because they think it's the time to kill value is so high compared to other shooters. You might have to really work on a target before they actually fall down.
Yeah.
And you get a point.
Yeah.
And I realized that's why I like Halo. That's the reason why I got into like Halo Reach, playing it so much.
I played Halo for a time too, and started to get okay at it.
But the Halo Reach specifically, I realized that having the additional time was what let me be competitive. It turns out that the additional second and a half to think about the situation would give me enough time to beat someone with superior like technical proficiency with the controller.
Instead of just reaction time.
Right. So yeah, I would totally I would personally try to compare Miles Morales and Spider-Man, Miles Morales and Hades and Minish Cap, because they're all going to be played this year, and hold on.
Not one of my overseers managed to stop you again. Must I do everything myself?
So grouchy.
Because at the end of the day, hold on, how to describe this succinctly? Because I'm dragging this out way too long. This is taking way too long because I'm so distracted by the game. For me, it's basically a pass-fail system, and it's pretty fucking easy to pass.
Yeah.
You know, within that, there's like this rough internal hierarchy, but you're still already in the party. You know?
Yeah.
You're in the club. You're a video game, and which means you're probably a good time for me.
Well, I personally had the most fun playing Spider-Man.
Miles Morales.
No. I mean, I just basically got to scratch. I've only played that game for like a couple hours.
But you didn't play the original, the Marvel Spider-Man this year. That was last year, wasn't it?
Oh God, was it?
I think so.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, it's okay because we're all operating on Jeremy Bearamy's now. So I'm living in that dot of the eye over in Jeremy Bearamy's. It's always, sometimes, never happening. So, oh no. No, I thought I beat that this year, but now I really don't know.
It's been a bit of a long one. Maybe
Well,
you
why haven't you beaten it? I've been waiting for you to catch up.
Do you want to know the truth?
No.
Okay, fine.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, please. I just thought I'd bring a swift halt to this conversation unexpectedly for comedy. Go on.
The truth is that I like that there are increasingly games that you have played and beaten that I have not. And it feels like I've got so many games that are mine, right? Even with as much as we've played this show, we've played games on this show.
Yeah.
It would still take you decades to catch up to me.
I'm calling BS.
And no, hold on. You know how I've beaten Bayonetta 1 and you've beaten Bayonetta 2?
Yeah.
And we haven't beaten
The other one.
I really like that. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna play and beat Bayonetta 2 because that feels like it's infringing on something that's yours.
You're being very kind and friendly now, but I know what it really is.
What?
You're trying to give me a taste of the frustration that you have carried through our
No!
friendship. Where
That's not it.
you're like, will somebody play Castlevania so I can talk about the ending with them?
But I know the ending. I saw. Oh man, I'm getting whomped on. No, I know the ending because I was with you when you beat the story.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I should have thrown my shield out
But
first.
what about Bayonetta 2?
Oh, I keep forgetting to throw my cast out. Oh, I'm really not doing a great job.
Play better, and I know your secret. You're trying to get vengeance.
I am not that is not what I'm doing. You're an insane person.
Well, maybe I just feel bad because I know I left you hanging on several
cool.
games. Several games that I borrowed from you in high school. I literally
Gosh, I had
a decade.
I had this lovely little speech prepared, and then you were like,
No.
bullshit. No, this is revenge.
No, this is, it must be because it's so fun to swing from those buildings. How could you ever possibly resist swinging from those buildings?
Well, to be fair, hold on. Okay, that's nothing. A bunch of nothing burger.
I was no match for you this time.
I have still probably swung on more buildings than you because I played a lot of Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man. I just did all of the side content to the point where I got kind of disillusioned with it, you know?
Yeah, I have to say, I did play through Spider-Man, but I was there for the story, so I wasn't picking up every shiny trinket on the map.
Yeah, but did you complete the Black Cat?
No.
I did. I stood on a lot of rooftops and peered off into the distance looking for sexy Black Cat art. Fan art, I guess. Is she doing those? Is someone else doing them? Who knows? So here, you can actually see it. You can see that the twin... Oh, of course, that's why I couldn't remember the name. They're just called the Twin Fists.
Oh.
The Twin Fists, I would say that I don't think that I've ever had a really killer Twin Fists run. But I guess just because of their natural strength, it is my best time. My fastest run
I see.
ever is with the Twin Fists.
Wow, yeah.
That's total clears, not total runs. Okay. Because I was I thought that I was close to 60 clears or 60 these. So this is what I was talking about before. You can queue up your boons.
I see, so that you can kind of see them and then screenshot.
Yeah, and I would say that for this run, it's probably like Aspect of Zeus, Frost Flourish, Pressure Point maybe because of like the number of hits. Be that one? I don't know. I don't think that really came together. In the end, I could see ways to improve it, you know? Like if Zeus's special had been upgraded a level of rarity. If I had still had that, I would have picked the Demeter Zeus duo boon. So like every time an enemy attacks, basically they wind up dealing huge damage to themselves. But again, that's just sort of like the mantra for playing Hades while recording like this. It really is just anyone you walk away from.
Yeah.
Come on out. Got me a bass.